They taped a violation notice to my own penthouse door, and threatened daily fines over a rooftop pool I legally built on a rooftop I own. What they didn't know, I own the entire building they're living in. So here's how a petty HOA tried to flex on me, and accidentally blew up their own authority in front of all their neighbors. I'd done well for myself, years in tech, quiet money, nothing flashy. When the opportunity came to buy a 12-unit apartment building downtown, I jumped. The penthouse was vacant. It had exclusive rights to the roof, and I thought, why not finally live with a bit of a view? Didn't tell anyone I was the new landlord. I liked the idea of just being the guy in 12C instead of the guy who owned the elevator cables they rode to work. And man, I had plans for that roof. I've always dreamed of a pool, a private space to relax, especially in the summer. The rooftop was perfect for it. I did it by the book. Hired engineers, architects, filed permits, and confirmed the roof could handle the weight. The city gave me the green light. Work started. Life was good. Then came her, all president. You know the type. Clipboard, tight smile, voice that sounds like she eats bylaws for breakfast. I came home one evening to find a bright red violation notice slapped on my door. Apparently, I was violating HOA regulations by starting unauthorized construction. I laughed at first. I thought it was some mistake, so I called the numbers. She picked up. "Hi, I got this notice about my rooftop work." Her tone, ice cold. "Yes, the pool. Completely unauthorized. It must stop immediately." I tried to explain. My permits, my rooftop, my property. But she cut me off with a scoff. "City permits don't matter if you're breaking HOA rules. Rooftop is a common area." That's when I started to really get it. She had no idea. I wasn't just a tenant. So I asked one more time, as calmly as I could, "You sure you want to escalate this?" Her response? She hung up on me. "Fine." Few days later, construction halts. Why? She's literally standing in front of the elevator, blocking my workers from bringing up materials. She's flanked by two other self-important clipboard warriors. I ask them, politely at first, to move. They smirk. One of them says, "We've already started fining you. $200 a day. And it'll continue until the project is gone." I took a deep breath. I wasn't ready to blow the lid off everything yet. So I backed down, paused the build, smiled, and started digging. I went through the original purchase docs, the deed, the HOA packet I never really read, spoke to my attorney, and, yep, exactly what I suspected. This so-called HOA hadn't had any real legal authority for over a decade. It wasn't a condo, it was an apartment complex. I owned it. Every inch. They were just playing pretend. So I waited for the next HOA meeting. Sat there in the back while the president held court like a judge, reading off violations like she was delivering justice. Finally, she gets to me. The rooftop pool construction violates several community standards. The resident will now present his appeal. I stood up, slow, walked to the front, laid out my folder, and smiled. First off, the rooftop is deeded exclusively to the penthouse, which is my unit. It is not a common area. She tried to interrupt. I held up a hand. Respectfully, you had your turn. Then I pulled out the permits, the engineer reports, and the deed. And this shows I own the entire building. Every unit, every hallway, every brick. Your HOA has no power here. Silence. Her face turned the color of a stop sign. Her sidekick flipped through a binder like he could undo reality by finding a footnote. Some tenants looked stunned. Others were clearly trying not to laugh. She stammered something about needing to review the documents. Meeting adjourned. Everyone left buzzing. And the next day, my pool construction resumed. No one blocked the elevator. No more notices. Just quiet. A week later, I got an email. Not from the HOA, but from her personal Gmail. Suddenly, she was very sorry for the misunderstanding and wanted to meet. We did. Same room, different vibe. Gone was the smug queen of condo law. In her place, a woman trying not to choke on humble pie. She apologized, kind of, asked if we could transition the HOA into a more casual resident council. I agreed, with conditions: no fines, no rules about curtain colors, no self-appointed tyrants. And you know what? It worked. We rebuilt it together, elected reps, community events. I even hosted a rooftop pool party that summer. Drinks, music, lounge chairs, the works. Funny thing is, people started talking to each other, smiling in the halls, helping each other out. The old president moved out eventually. Heard she found another building, with a real HOA this time. Good for her. As for me, I float in my rooftop pool at night, stare up at the stars, and remember the day I dismantled a fake kingdom with nothing but receipts. Respect goes both ways. And sometimes, the best power move is simply reminding people what's real. Who's in charge now?